right? And I try to my best to just keep it real with them, but also be like, hey, like, none of this is about me. I don't try to come off as arrogant, but I try to come off as, hey, like, I'm just being as real as the Bible gets, right? Like, this is still about the gospel. I'm still making this the main thing, but I'm still going to talk about real issues. I'm still going to, like, be fully me. I'm not going to wear this, like, I'm not going to dress like you guys dress, right? It's like, I'm still going to wear the sneakers and stuff like that. I'm still going to do that. Like, so like, when I host and stuff like that, and like on Sunday mornings or whatever, it's like, I'm gonna be out there wearing my, like, dunks or whatever. And that's just what you're going to see. And I hope that people don't see that first and are turned off by that, right? I hope that they see first that, man, like, you know what? This church is looking a little bit different than what it used to be, but I mean, these people seem to love Jesus. He seems to love Jesus. And that should be the main thing, right? And I hope that's what sticks out for the most part to them. Yeah. But it's like, man, this is how I see my faith, and this is how I express my faith in my way, right? And I try to just do that.
And I mean, they can do that because you were there for 2 years. Mm-hmm. And like, that's something that I think we leaders, because I mean, all of us are leaders in this room. Like Thomas, you a leader in your fam, business, everything that you're doing. You're a leader at a place you don't want to mention, but for whatever.
Undisclosed.
Undisclosed. Signed an NDA. Yeah, signed an NDA. I'm a leader. You're a leader. Yeah. And in it, we're in a unique conundrum because in the society that we're in, a lot of times these leadership positions are primarily paid positions rather than being leadership positions. Mm-hmm. Because if it was primarily leadership and then you just get paid for that leadership, you would expect to raise up someone from who's among you, rather than just, we're going to find the best person just out there and just throw some money at them and then hope everything mixes well.
Right.
And so in it, the leadership, you being able to step up into that, but having the relational equity with those people. Before then, you're able to go in there, step up into leadership, and they're able to not make those snap judgments that sometimes people feel like they have to make off of someone new. Mm-hmm. Because their kids are on the line, because this is on the line, this is on the line. They're like, okay, I need to make sure I'm not messing around here. I need to make sure that I'm on point with this. Mm-hmm. And I wish that would be something that could happen more, especially within churches, because I feel like I've seen a good amount, the friends, the others that get hired at churches. It's like, I'm going to just go to this church and because of the money, and we're just going to see how it goes at that point. And even in nonprofit organizations and a whole bunch of other things. Because like Thomas, for example, in your family, say with baby Zay, what if you and your wife were like, okay, like we're just going to pay to have a sort of role model dad to be here rather than me? That wouldn't work well. That wouldn't. Because you're the one who has the love, you're the one who has the relationship with your kid, with your wife, and will be able to take that authority, be able to take that responsibility serious enough and intentionally enough to steward it well. And so I just want to applaud you for that, bro, because you seeing the need within the church and stepping up to be able to lead the ministry in that way rather than stepping back in fear or feeling like you might be unequipped or, I only signed up for this. I didn't sign up for this. Right. So y'all go find someone. That's a brave thing to do, man.
I appreciate that, man. It was very unexpected, man. I didn't expect it because it was just one of those things where I was like, man, like, it was like a thought, like a quick thought, where I was like, wouldn't that be funny if I just, got hired for this? But it was just one of those things where I'm like, you know what, I'm still young, like I'm not ready for this, that, and the other. But it was just one of those things where, like, I think the Lord really like orchestrated this whole thing. Like I like, there's no way, like after this whole thing, I'm like, there's no way anybody can tell me God's not real. Like there's literally just no way. The way that He even got me to that church, the way that He got me on staff, like this, that, and like it was just a whole crazy story within itself. But it was just one of those things where they kept on reiterating time and time again, was just like, man, like we want somebody here that is able to relate to the students, but also be able to hang with people on Sunday mornings and stuff like that. But like the priority was, man, like how can you love on our students? Because our student ministry doesn't really look like our Sunday mornings. Like our student ministry is very diverse and stuff like that. So it's like, man, like you needed somebody that was not only tough skin, because kids nowadays just be saying whatever, but like you needed to be able to relate to these different kids that were in different situations. Like man, like some of these kids, like their parents aren't even involved in the ministry. Some of these parents, like, I'm like, I didn't even seen your parents before ever in my life. You know, it's like you need to be able to relate to that and be able to just be able to minister to those kinds of people and those kinds of kids. So it's like, man, like for me, like I hope that I do that well, right? But it's something crazy for them to see that in me, right? At whatever age I was when they hired me, you know. So, yeah.